Welcome to Caravan of the Year 2025, sponsored by MSA 4x4 Accessories. Now in 2019, Royal Flair wowed us and ultimately won Most Innovative Caravan. And for 2025, they've brought a compact 19-foot off-roader with an exciting layout. And the windows will give you a bit of a hint of what's inside, but we'll get there in a minute. Now it's also Royal Flair's 50th anniversary, and they've put a lot of attention into the detail and finish of this van. We've got John and Mel and Allison assessing it for 3 days to find out if this is in fact Australia's best van. So let's find out. So Allison, the AussieMate is designed to take the little mates on holiday, being a bunk van. How was it for its suitability to do that?
The little mates don't have to be all that little, because in the front corner of the van was triple bunks, very, very large. You could fit sort of giant teenagers in there, potentially even adults. Down the back of the van is a club lounge. And of course, they've adopted the motorhome technology of the lift up and lift down main bed. It's very usable space. There's a Ziggy barbecue included, gas bottles included, plenty of battery and solar power. It's a tough off-roader, well equipped to pretty much go anywhere and take the entire family.
There's a little more going on in the Royal Flair than most caravans. Is it an easy enough van to live with, do you reckon?
Yeah, Royal Flair was an early adapter of that lifting bed, wasn't it? And it makes a lot of sense because it gives you so much more room in the van. The lounge itself is big and spacious. The bathroom's a good size.
Mel, with 5 on the road potentially with the AussieMate, is it a livable van? Where would you take it? What's a family going to do with it?
It's a 6-metre van, which means getting a family layout into that length is quite a challenge. Royal Flair have done it quite well, I think. They've utilised the drop-down bed technology with the lounge underneath, which saves an enormous amount of space. That's actually a rear bed arrangement. They've opted for bunks at the front and a bathroom at the front. The bunks in particular aren't quite the conventional design, larger than usual. I particularly like the rear lounge, and there's certainly room for 4 people to sit around there without a problem. There's a smaller kitchen inside and also an external kitchen, which makes living inside or outside quite practical.
Allison, in terms of innovation, what stood out to you in the AussieMate?
A number of things, Tim. I think the size of those corner bunk beds is something that we've not seen before. Tucking the main bed up into the ceiling so that you can use that big club lounge during the day. The Aussie Core battery, that big lithium battery that can store all that solar power when you're off grid. And a Bosch ABS and sway control to keep it sitting well on the road. Lots of innovation in this van.
So Mel, this being a family van, the AussieMate, with the little mates on board, you're going to need a bit of self-sufficiency to keep them all watered and fed and powered. Tell us about fridge specs, power specs, water specs.
In this case, we have an 800 watts of solar panel sitting on the roof, which is really great for the 628 amp hour lithium battery. And along with the 3000 watt inverter, that gives a really good capacity for off-grid travel. There's no worries about powering your air conditioner or your toaster or your kettle or anything else. The water tank capacity is kind of interesting. They have 3 tanks, one at 95 litre, one at 85 litre, and one at 65 litre, all fresh water. That gives you a total of 245 litres, which again, for a family, very good capacity. There's also a grey tank, as with most caravans. In terms of staying off the grid with a family, this van is quite well equipped.
Allison, Royal Flair, their build quality has always been a standout. How did you rate the entrant this year?
It's a 19'6" van, tandem axle. It's a G&S chassis, 200mm drawbar and rails. It's an aluminium composite panel construction at the front and the side, and the rear, a one-piece roof. Instead of checker plate on the outside of the AussieMate, there's a powder sort of raptor coating, powdered coating, which starts up at the front of the van. It's quite high and it gets a bit lower as you get towards the rear of the van. So that aluminium composite panel, as I said, on the front, back and sides, the one-piece roof, honeycomb composite floor, DO45 hitch, blackjack electric jockey wheel, drop-down jacks. Suspension was a Cruise Master XT, a level 5 airbag suspension, so good suspension. CNC cut furniture from marine grade ply. So good quality build as you would expect from Royal Flair.
Was the fit and finish up to standard on the inside, like in terms of the cabinetry?
Absolutely, yeah. Beautiful quality.
John, what stood out to you from an X-Factor point of view with this Royal Flair?
The thing about this van for its X factor is how understated it looks in a sea of vans that are all screaming out for attention. It's not a big van, but it's so much packed inside, especially for a family. I reckon they've done a really good job. The way they've designed it, the balance of the looks, it's just right for me. This thing was so subtle up front. You've got that dark grey on black logo, and I thought that's actually a nice subtle touch. And the lines of the Caravan, I think they're sensational. And a 50-year history is important to buyers, but that lifting bed, that's a really great feature.
For a family who, I guess, are after a top-line van, this is probably in that category.
They're a member of the new RV Masters program, which is very particular about who they let in there. So I think that's a real tick for customers. They've got a 5-year warranty and a roadside assistance for the first 12 months, which is great.
So that was the Royal Flair AussieMate 19'6 family bunk van at Caravan of the Year 2025.